What's that? Oh, the mic? Disconnected? I don't know. This one? Well, okay. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا اللهم زدنا علما إنك أنت عليم الحكيم اللهم اجعل هذه المحاضرة حجة لنا لا حجة علينا يا رب العالمين أما بعد. This is our 17th class in dealing with Shajarat al-Iman, the Shaykh Abdul Rahman al-Sa'di rahimahullah ta'ala. Today, inshallah ta'ala, we'll be discussing, or this morning, inshallah ta'ala, we'll be discussing the part dealing with calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. طيب. So the Shaykh rahimahullah, he starts off by saying, وَالتَّوَاصِي بِالْحَقِّ وَالتَّوَاصِي بِالصَّبْرِ. Does anyone know what that means? Have you heard this before? التَّوَاصِي بِالْحَقِّ وَالتَّوَاصِي بِالصَّبْرِ. Ahsant, Surah Al-Asr talks about that. What does that mean? Does anyone know? Huh? What's the idea? No idea at all? Huh?
The truth and patience.
What about truth? Be patient with the truth and patient with the, tawasi. طيب. والدعوة إلى أصل الدين والدعوة إلى التزام شرائعه بالأمر بالمعروف والنهي عن المنكر. From the things of calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a person has to persevere in the truth and sticking to the truth, and also have patience upon that. Calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is from the origin of the religion, asl ad-din, وَالدَّعْوَةِ إِلَى الْتِزَامِ شَرَائِعِهِ. And it's also a call to holding fast to that what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has legislated. From bil-amr bil-ma'ruf, with calling the people to that which is good, وَالنَّهْيِ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ, and forbidding the people from the things that are evil. وَبِذَلِكَ يُكَمِّلُ الْعَبْدِ بِنَفْسِهِ وَيُكَمِّلْ غَيْرُهُ. And from that, a person, he will benefit himself. He will benefit himself by calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and likewise, he will benefit others. He will be a benefit to others. كما أقسم تعالى بالعصر أن جنس الإنسان لفي خسر إلا من اتصف بصفات أربع. Allah Jalla wa Ala, he said that insan, al-ins, yani mankind, is lost, misguided, except for the one who possesses 4 character traits. Except for the one who possesses 4 character traits. And so from them, the Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala, he mentions those character traits. He says al-iman. The first thing is that person must have iman. And then after that he mentions wal-amalu salih. And he must also have what? Righteous actions. الَّذَيْنِ بِهِمَا تَكْمِيلَ النَّفْسِ وَالتَّوَاصِي بِالْحَقِّ. And with that, with iman and with righteous actions, then they can pursue the path of guiding or calling with the truth. الَّذِي هُوَ الْعِلْمُ النَّافِعُ. In order to call to the truth of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it has to be with ilm. It has to be with beneficial knowledge. وَالْعَمَلُ الصَّالِحِ وَالدِّينَ الْحَقِّ بِالصَّبْرِ عَلَى ذَلِكَ كُلِّهِ وَبِهِمَا يُكَمِّلُ غَيْرَهُ. And when a person, when they have righteous actions and they call to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon knowledge, this represents the religion of truth, and that person must have patience along that way, and by doing that, he will aid himself and then aid others. وذلك أن النفس الدعوة إلى الله والنصيحة لعباده. From that, a person, this is the call to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and is also sincerity to his slaves. Sincerity to the slaves of Allah Jalla wa Ala. من أكبر مقويات الإيمان. Being sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sincere to the slaves of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and calling them to that which is correct. This is from the biggest signs of a person having Iman. And then the Shaykh Rahimahullah, he speaks about the one who actually gives da'wah. What are some of the things that are important for that person? And so he says, صاحب الدعوة لا بد أن يسعى بنصر هذه الدعوة. The person who is calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then he or she, they must strive in making sure the call is met, or the da'wah is met in terms of calling to Allah's religion. يقيم الأدلة والبراهين على تحقيقها. And these people that call to Allah, they should establish the proofs and evidences على تحقيقها, and make sure they know what they're talking about before they open their mouth and give da'wah in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's religion. وَيَأْتِيَ الْأُمُورِ مِنْ أَبْوَابِهَا. And you deal with each issue according to the issue itself. وَيَتَوَصَّلْ إِلَى أُمُورِ مِنْ طُرُقِهَا. You arrive at different affairs in the right way. You approach these affairs in the right way. وَهَذِهِ الْأُمُورِ مِنْ طُرُقَ الْإِيمَانِ وَأَبْوَابِهِ. And these are from the pathways of a person having Iman. And then the Shaykh Rahimahullah, he says, وَأَيْضًا فَإِنَّ الْجَزَاءَ مِنْ جِنْسِ الْعَمَلِ. That a person, he will get rewarded for what he does. The recompense or the reward, or it comes from a person's actions. فَكَمَا سَعَى إِلَى تَكْمِيلِ الْعِبَادِ وَنُصْحِهِمْ وَتَوْصِيَتِهِمْ بِالْحَقِّ وَالصَّبْرُ عَلَى ذَلِكَ وَلَا بُدَّ أَنْ يُجَازِهِ اللَّهُ مِنْ جِنْسِ عَمَلِهِ. When a person does any type of action, when a person strives, when a person advises, when a person is sincere with the truth and they're patient upon it, then it is no doubt that this person will be rewarded for his actions from what he does in aiding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's religion. وَيُؤَيِّدُهُ بِنُورِ مِنْهِ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will aid that person with a light from Allah Jalla wa Ala. وَقُوَّةَ الْإِيمَانِ. And strengthen his Iman. وَقُوَّةَ التَّوَكُّلِ. And he will have the ability to really rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَإِنَّ الْإِيمَانَ وَقُوَّةَ التَّوَكُّلِ عَلَى اللَّهِ يَحْصُلُ بِهِ النَّصْرُ عَلَى الْأَعْدَاءِ مِنْ شَيَاطِينِ وَالْإِنسِ. If a person is able to have Iman and has strength in his Iman, then this will aid that person against the enemies from the shayateen, al-ins wa shayateen al-jinn. And this will aid that believer or that caller against the shayateen from mankind and the shayateen from the jinn. كما قال الله سبحانه وتعالى إنه ليس له سلطان على الذين آمنوا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون. Surah Al-Nahl, verse 99, Allah Jalla wa Ala says, indeed, ليس له سلطان. It's not for the shaitan to have sultan on the ones who believe, وعلى ربهم يتوكلون. The ones who believe and they put their trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وأيضا فإنه متصدًا لنصر الحق. So for the one who is put forward to give or to teach or to spread the truth of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala religion, فلا بد أن يفتح عليه فيه من الفتوحات العلمية والإيمانية. Then this person must have, this person is necessary that this person has a form of knowledge and iman. And so from that, it reminded me, when I was reviewing for this, it reminded me of a book of Shaykh Al-Thamaraat rahimahullah ta'ala. It may be translated into English, but he mentions فيما ينبغي أن يكون عليه الداعي من صفات والأفعال. Shaykh Al-Thamaraat rahimahullah ta'ala, he put together a book, and in this book there's a chapter that deals with the characteristics of the one who calls to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so when I was going through this, I said, it might be a benefit to read some of those characteristics. And if you see anybody calling to Allah and they don't possess these character traits, call them out on it in a way that's respectful, obviously. This, I'm not excluded. This is inclusive for everyone. Whoever gets up and calls to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you got everyone here should have a dhabit. You should have some type of indicator to say, hey, this is against the rules. Or hey, this is out of bounds. Or hey, this is the correct way. Or hey, this is according to such and such. To give you a gauge. I think this book may even be translated. Risala fi da'wa ila Allah. The message and calling to Allah. I'm sure it may be translated into English. Allah Ta'ala. At any event, we're not going to read everything verbatim, but we're going to pull some of it out, inshallah, as I think is a benefit. The Shaykh Rahimahullah Ta'ala, he says, مقام الداعي مقام قيادي هام ينبغي للداعي أن يقدره قدره أو قدره ويوليه عنايته لكي يتحقق ذلك فليراع ما يأتي. He said it's important for the one who calls to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he is in a leadership position. He is in a position of leadership, one that is of great importance. And he said that this person, he is in the position of leadership, and so he or she must possess certain character traits. And so he mentions from those character traits, the first thing he mentions is al-ikhlas lillahi subhanahu wa ta'ala fi amalihi. That a person must first have sincerity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his actions. بحيث يقصد بدعوته التقرب إلى الله سبحانه وتعالى. From the aspect that when that person gives da'wah, that person's goal is to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَنَصْرَ دِينِهِ وَإِصْلَاحِ عِبَادِهِ. That his goal also is to aid the religion of Al-Islam. وَإِصْلَاحِ عِبَادِهِ. And to help the slaves of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. بإخراجه من ظلمات الجهل والعصيان إلى نور العلم والطاعة. That his goal should be to help remove the people from the darkness of ignorance and sin, the darkness of ignorance and sin, to the light of knowledge and obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَتَكُونُ دَعْوَتُهُ نَابِعَةٌ عَنْ مُحَبَّةً لِلَّهِ وَلِدِينِهِ وَمُحَبَّةً لِلْخَيْرِ. And that his call should be a place of growth in the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the love of his religion, and the love of good, and the love of good that will aid the people. And this form of da'wah, it starts from having ikhlas to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second thing he mentioned, and there's a lot, but we're just mentioning some of it. The second thing that he mentions is أن يعتقد أنه بدعوته إلى الله سبحانه وتعالى وارث لنبيه. And then that one who calls to Allah, he must believe and understand that with his da'wah, what he is doing is he is carrying on something that is considered to be inheritance from the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So by that person calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is displaying or carrying out the inheritance of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. في نشر سنته, by aiding and spreading his sunnah, وهديه, and his guidance, ليكون ذلك حافزا له على أتباعه في الدعوة إلى الله تعالى والصبر فيها ورجاء الثواب. And this is something that will aid him and help him understand, and him hoping and having patience and hoping for Allah's reward. وَالدَّخُولُ فِي قَوْلِهِ تَعَالَى. And this goes back to the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where Allah says, قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ عَلَى بَصِيرَةٍ أَنَا وَمَنِ اتَّبَعَنِي. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قُلْ. Allah says, say to them, هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي. This is my way. أدعو إلى الله على بصيرة. Call to Allah. Call to Allah على بصيرة. With knowledge. أنا ومن اتبعني. Me and the ones who follow me. This is a tremendous ayah. And we live in a time where people who give da'wah, sometimes we hear people, they're confused. There's a da'wah that people say we call to the ulama. This is not correct. We call to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our da'wah is to Allah. We don't call to people. We call to Allah jalla wa ala. The ulama, they help us understand what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says and what the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam says. But our da'wah is not to ulama. Our da'wah is not to ulama. Our da'wah is to Allah. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, Ad'u ila Allah. Our da'wah is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not to people. This is very important to understand because there are many people, they say our da'wah is to the ulama. Min ayna ja'at hadi? Where did that come from? No one teaches that. Our da'wah is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not to human beings. طيب. The next thing he mentions, أن يكون ثابتا في دعوته إلى الله تعالى راسخا القدمين لا تزعزعه المضيقات. And he doesn't lose hope. The Shaykh rahimahullah, he said that this caller, another characteristic of his is that he is firm in his call to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasikhun, firm. His feet are firm. He doesn't flip-flop. He doesn't go this way because the crowd's over there and then the numbers get small and he jumps over there. His da'wah is to Allah only. Mahma kan. He doesn't flip-flop. When the situation looks bleak, he's, oh man, I got to jump on that side now so I can be accepted. This is not for the caller to do. لأنه واثق من صحة طريقه. And that this person, he understands that the path of calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the correct way if his feet is firm. If he's firm upon knowledge, if he's firm upon what he understands, then he understands that what he is doing is correct. The fourth one, أن يصبر ويصابر فيصبر على ما يناله من أذى الخلق لأن من قام بهذه المهمة فلا بد أن يناله أذى من شرار الخلق. And so the Shaykh rahimahullah, he also mentions that the characteristics of these people is that they should be patient and they should also be patient in dealing with one another, with other people. فَيَصْبُرُ عَلَى مَا يَنَالُهُ مِنَ الْأَذَى. That he should be patient with that which comes to him or her from harm, from the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لأن من قام بهذه المهمة, he says, for indeed the one who is able to do this important thing, فلا بد أن يناله أذى من شرائر الخلق. Then it is necessary that this person has some form of harm from some of the evil from Allah's creation, from some of the evil from Allah's creation. And then the Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala, he mentions أن يسلك طريق الحكمة في دعوة إلى الله. And he also mentions that this person, he treads the path of wisdom in calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wisdom. فيستعمل الساليب المناسبة للحال والمقام. And he uses the speech that is suitable in calling to people in different places and different locations. And so from that, the Shaykh rahimahullah, he also mentioned the different places of giving da'wah. He said sometimes people may give da'wah in an open place, in a closed place, in the streets, anywhere a person is able to call to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and if they have the ability to do it, then they should do it. Then they should do it. They should not have restrictions and say, well, I can't go to this place because they don't say that, they don't look like me or they don't say the things that I said. You go wherever you're able to call to Allah because the da'wah, again, is to who? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The call is not to people. The call is not, hey, everyone come follow the person I follow. This is not the da'wah. A da'wah ila Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't say, yes, we must go to this place and you must follow who I follow. What do you say about this? You agree with me? You're okay. If you don't agree with me, this is, where is this? This is not from Islam. This is not from the Sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So that this person must have knowledge. فَلَيْسَ النَّاسِ سَوَاء فِي فَهْمٍ وَالْعِلْمِ. And also the people that you're giving dawah to, everyone is different. From those people, we have people that are very knowledgeable. So you have to speak to them according to their knowledge. Some people, they understand things better than others. Those who understand, you have to give them more. You can't assume that everyone's on the same level. Everybody is different. Everyone have different ways of understanding information. Some people can process things very thoroughly and very accurately and very deeply, and others cannot. You can't expect a person that can comprehend things at a high level, and when you ask them, that person to ask you for explanation or clarification, you don't do it. This is not going to work for that person. And then the Shaykh Rahimahullah Ta'ala, he also mentions about if you're going to give da'wah to a particular group of people, you don't start off by criticizing all of the things that they have. As he mentioned, he said, if a person were to do this, then why would they accept your da'wah? Are you calling to Allah, or are you calling to something else? They say, he didn't accept what I said, he or she, they're off it. If a person's calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then they're going to take care and attention to that. They know that if I talk about the person they follow, they're not going to listen to what I'm saying. This is from wisdom. Again, this is from wisdom and calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything has a time and a place. Everything has a time and a place. And then the Shaykh Rahimahullah Ta'ala, he mentions with regards to wisdom, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prohibited khamr, alcohol. Alcohol wasn't made muharram in one verse, it was stages. And so the Shaykh Rahimahullah, he mentioned with wisdom, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used wisdom in prohibiting alcohol. It didn't just come, because people drunk alcohol. You didn't just say it's haram from day one, boom, you can't drink. No, it came from stages. From stages. Step by step by step. So then, if this was during the time of the Sahaba, radiallahu ta'ala anhum, what about, we're not talking about alcohol, because it's already legislated that's impermissible. But we're talking about giving da'wah to people that you know that may have issues. Do you just come up right away, you pray this and you're off it? Take what I say. If you don't take what I say, you're done. No. Who's going to accept that? If you're calling to Allah, is that the best approach? I'll give you one better. Some of us have non-Muslim family members, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, cousins, grandmothers, grandfathers, and the list goes on. Do you talk to them that way? Some of us may do. Some people probably do. But if you love them, if you want good for them, you're not going to talk to them that way. You're going to talk to them in a way that they're going to listen. You're going to talk to them in a way that they're going to accept. You're going to talk to them in a way that you hope for them to accept what you're saying. Type. What about your Muslim brother or sister? What about your Muslim brother or sister? They say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. They believe in Allah and they believe in the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, but they may have some things they don't understand. How are you going to deal with them? They don't pray with you at the masjid you go to. If you see them on the street, you don't give them the salams. Some of them may wonder, is this part of religion? Is this the right thing? And then some people get pushed away. It's not from hikmah, Ikhwan. There was a brother that told me not too long ago, his ex-wife, she had some questions about the Quran. About the Quran being the speech of Allah. She was confused. Some things she didn't understand. And then he said later on, somebody gave a khutbah about her. Calling her, the question of her Islam. This is a new shahada. People don't know. Was that person calling to Allah? Is that calling to Allah? La, but then kayf. How is that calling to Allah? A person has some questions about the deen that they don't understand. And they come and they get humiliated. If that person gets humiliated, chances are they're going to walk away. And sure enough, this sister left Islam. Wa'yadu billah. It's important, ikhwan, ba'akhwat. When you call, you're calling, your da'wah has to be clear that it's for Allah. And that you're not calling to yourself. And that you're not calling to follow a particular person or a particular group. Our da'wah is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then the Shaykh rahimahullah, he said, إن يكون الداعي عالما بشريعة الله التي يدعو إليها عالما بأحوال من يدعوهم نفسية وعلمية وعملية. And then the Shaykh rahimahullah, he says another important character trait is that the one who calls to Allah, they are knowledgeable about the Sharia, that they have ilm, that they have some knowledge with them. And they also have knowledge about the people. They have yad'u ilayha. They have to have knowledge about the things that they're calling to. If you're calling to Allah and following the sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, you must have knowledge of Allah. You must have knowledge of the sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. And you also must have knowledge bi ahwal man yad'uhum. And you also must have knowledge of the people that you're calling to. Perhaps you're in one community, you know that this particular approach works better than another approach. And this goes back to that one that is calling to use wisdom. To use wisdom and know the people that you're talking to. And this also goes back to the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ عَلَى بَصِيرَةٍ أَنَا وَمَنِ اتَّبَعَنِي. Basiratan, ikhwan, when Allah says, would you call to Allah upon basiratan, this means knowledge. Ilm. You can't call to Allah if you don't have any knowledge. And they say for a person that does not have knowledge and they call to Allah, the Shaykh says, لا يجوز تمكين مثل هؤلاء الجهال من الدعوة كما لا يجوز تمكين السبيان من في الحرب والجهاد. He said it is not permissible to put a person in place or have a person put himself in place to give da'wah and call to Allah. It says for these type of ignorant people to give da'wah is not permissible the same way it would be impermissible to put a child in a war, to fight in a war. A child cannot go fight in a war the same way an ignorant person cannot give da'wah. A person that does not have knowledge cannot give da'wah. And then the Shaykh rahimahullah, he mentions the next one. He says, وَإِنْ يَكُونَ الدَّاعِي عَلَى جَانِبِ الْكَبِيرِ مِنَ الدِّينِ وَأَخْلَاقِ. And also he said it's important for the da'i, the one who calls to Allah, to have some religion with him, and have some moral fiber, some character, have some Islamic etiquettes with him. And then he must also have a strong foundation of knowledge and action. And then the Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala, lastly, and this is a summary here. Lastly, he says, وَأَنْ يَكُونَ الدَّاعِي وَقُورًا فِي هِيئَتِهِ وَقَوْلِهِ وَفِعْلِهِ بِدُونْ جَفَاءٍ. And he also said that that caller to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala must be dignified. He must be respectable. He must be respectable. It's hard to respect a person giving da'wah and he does things that are inappropriate. Religiously and outside, his everyday life is inappropriate. It's not dignified. And he doesn't alienate himself. لِيَكُونْ أَهْلًا. And he doesn't have greed to be in front of the people or what have you. وَيَجِدْ فِي مَوْضِعِ الْجِدْ. And he's serious in the places where he needs to be serious. And he jokes around or she jokes around in the areas where it is allowed to be joking. وَيَتَكَلَّمِ إِذَا كَانَ كَلَامْ خَيْرًا. And they speak if speech is that which is better. وَيَصْمُتْ إِذَا لَمْ يَكُنْ فِي كَلَامْ خَيْرًا. And they are quiet when they know that speaking will not bring about any benefit. And from these, this is a small, if they have this book in English, I advise the brothers or sisters to read it. It's called How the Callers to Allah. I don't know how they would have translated it. The Message in Calling to Allah, or Risala in Calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from Shaykh Muhammad ibn Salih al-Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala. It's an excellent piece, but it's something to think about. It's something to think about when a person calls to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there's a lot more than just this part that I read, but this is as it related to the chapter in Shajaratul Iman. So this is why I brought it, because I thought it fit in nicely. If anyone has any questions about anything that we spoke about, no questions. Well, with that, inshallah ta'ala, we're going to finish, and we'll have our class on Monday. We'll finish up Ahkam al-Hayd, the rulings for the menstruation cycle for the women. We'll finish that, inshallah ta'ala, on Monday after Salatul Maghrib. Wa jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.